This is perhaps the most misinterpreted bit of advice in photography, and it's sound advice, but you're probably doing it wrong. Henri Cartier Bresson, who is the godfather of street photography, he is the European answer to the decisive moment. He created an entire genre of photography, brought it into the mainstream and made it something that millions of us today enjoy, which is street photography. And his line, his bit of advice was that the first 10,000 images that you take are the worst. It takes 10,000 images to get good. That is the general thing. And the problem is, in modern culture, there is a 10,000 hour rule, which is like, if you do something for 10,000 hours, you can perfect it, which I am kind of a firm believer of. Now, each of these bits of advice have their foibles, but let's start with the 10,000 hour rule. Doing something badly for 10,000 hours without feedback will not make you good at it. The 10,000 hour rule means you have to do 10,000 hours of something whilst reflecting on it and improving on it in a sort of logical progression. You can't just do something for 10,000 hours in the same way and expect to get good. There has to be an element of feedback, of learning and repeating. That has to happen. Now, when Cartier-Bresson said 10,000 photographs, he was shooting on 36 roll exposures. He was not taking 500 images a day. And this is where I think the information needs adjusting a little bit. Now, I think, yes, 10,000 photos is a good amount to take before they get good, but it's 10,000 good photos. It's 10,000 final photos. For example, on a day we might do 4 shots, but we might take 300 frames to get there. You can only count those 4 shots as the images. Not the hundreds you took to get there, just the finals, because we shoot in such a faster way. Images are cheap, they're disposable. You can take as many as you want. And yes, Cartier-Bresson did take many photographs. He would sit at a certain point and shoot a whole roll of film on that one subject. But really, if you're honest, do you take less than 36 frames of something? Really? I doubt it. Unless you're in a studio, and even then, we take at least 36 frames leading up to that final image. So yes, 10,000 hours, 10,000 photographs, but these are final photographs, not 10,000 frames. If you've got 10,000 frames in and you're a sports photographer, that's probably a week's work. That is not enough to actually get you good. And of course, there are the exceptions to the rule. The landscape photographer who walks out with his 4x5 camera, once he's shot 10,000 frames of 4x5, 1, that photographer's probably pretty skint, and 2, they've definitely put the hours in. And I think it's the hours that really matter rather than the frames. And yes, it probably really did relate quite nicely back in the film days, but today in the modern era, 10,000 final images before you get good, or 10,000 hours of work, review, and learn, and then rinse and repeat. That is how long it takes to become good at something, proficient at something. And if you're sat there going, well, I've only been doing it for 4 weeks, I'm pretty good, go Google Dunning-Kruger effect. It'll be humbling. See you all soon. Bye-bye.